Hello, Angie Gerber here, and welcome to my podcast, Awareness. Once you know, you can't unknow. A place you can come to start thinking and shifting your thoughts to finally create the results you truly, truly desire. It'll shift your mindset and give you strategies to get out there and get it done. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to week 8 of the goal setting workshop. I'm going to jump right in because as usual, it's another really good lesson I can't wait to share. So on week 8, I want you to start off with thinking about your day, thinking about your mindset, thinking about how you show up. Now, are you on autopilot or are you making decisions from your future self or from your goal? Or are you showing up and just kind of showing up and going through the day as you always do, driving the same way, waking up, showering, getting coffee, doing the same thing in the same order? I'll tell you what, even if you switch up one thing, maybe every month or two, and do something different, just keep yourself on your toes with your morning routine. I'm constantly changing mine up. I'll do it for a month, 2, maybe 3. And then do something different or put it in a different order or try something new. It definitely will keep you on your toes and out of the redundance of just showing up on autopilot. You know, if you think about your mind and just your whole body and how absolutely amazing it is. And I know I talked about last week studying yourself, but really think about a lot of us take our body for granted. And, like blood, for instance, it pumps through hundreds of miles within your body in less than a minute's time, closer to 30 seconds. Just think about how miraculous and amazing your body is and is always working. And again, your subconscious is always listening. And it's eavesdropping on everything you think, everything you say, everything you feel. So just be aware and decide how much time you're going to put aside to study yourself each and every day, even if it's 15 minutes over lunch. Get up 15 minutes early, stay up 15 minutes late, stop scrolling on social media for 15 minutes, or find a video or a podcast or something that's around 15 minutes and listen to that at least for 15 minutes of your scroll time or whatever it may be. But quit doing mindless things throughout the day, or at least decide what you're going to do with 15 minutes. If you can't do 15, add 5, but I promise you, start studying yourself. I mean, think about your body. You cut yourself, or if you break a bone, yes, the doctor resets it, but the doctor doesn't heal it. When we were younger, our parents, our guardians would help us when we cut ourselves or had an accident, but they didn't have the power to heal us. Our bodies have that power, and they're so miraculous. So just start thinking about yourself, your body, and how miraculous you are, because you truly are an amazing miracle and gift. And if you think about all of that and all of what your body does, start falling in love with yourself and really knowing that you are made in your creator's perfection. And just think about how your body takes care of itself. It's just so, so amazing. So I just wanted to point that out and shift your mindset a little bit, or maybe how you're looking at your body, the vessel you're in, and what we do without even having to think about it as the human side of us. And jumping into thinking and understanding where you're going. So we always need a starting point. So you need to know where you're at in order to get from where you are to where you want to be. Now, you wouldn't not steer your own ship. Think about that. If you took off from one place, you would just crash eventually into another shore line. And that obviously would be very, very bad. So you always have a plan. You always know where you're going. And that is why this goal setting workshop and setting goals is so very important, because you want to be the one steering the ship. You want to understand. You want to have a better awareness, a better perspective, and learn the higher faculties and take all of this information that I'm sharing with you on this 12-week workshop and really start steering your own ship and making decisions from a different place versus your current results, where you're at, what you already do, what you usually do. Think about that. Think about who is actually steering the ship. Go back to the paradigms. In the week that we did paradigms, so many of our choices and how we show up, they're not even ours. They're already instilled in us from either birth or, hereditary or our environment. So very important to think about that. And one of the first things I learned from Bob Proctor when I coached with him as well was the praxis. So it's the integration of belief with behavior, and that is what that word means. And if you take the word belief, you will find it in every, like the Torah, the Bible, all the religious books, and all of how we show up. And what we've been taught is the belief, have the belief. What do you believe in? And it's really been a part of our culture. All across the world. It does not even just here in America where I am, it's everywhere. So the difference in what praxis is saying is it's saying you have the belief, you have a belief, and then what behavior are you tying with that belief? And I know William James quote is believe and your belief will actually create the facts. And that's where, thinking into results. It all starts with your thinking. Thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. So think about what beliefs you have and what ones serve you and what ones don't as we go through this lesson. And watch it again if you need to, or take a time, pause, journal about it. But definitely, I want you to really sit with this and think about your beliefs as you're going through your day. And it shapes so much, because you can either be thinking from an abundance mindset or a scarcity mindset. There's limitless potential, resources, the laws of the universe. I mean, there's so much out there waiting for you. Or you can sit in scarcity and limit yourself. Think of everything that you don't have. Think of, look at your current results and say, I'll never get any better. It'll never be better. This is what it is. I'm not, that's where the whole woo-woo thing comes in. But I can tell you, if I've done this, you can do it as well. You just have to start thinking differently and believing differently about yourself and about what you're able to do, because it takes no more energy to create a life of abundance and aim high as it does to show up and come from lack and limitation and keep getting a lot of the same results and not going for that goal. It's all, again, the energy, the vibration you're in, and the frequency you raise to or lower yourself to. Energy, we're 100% energy, and you just have to decide and believe that you can have and want more, and everything will change for you. And think about, does your behavior match your beliefs? So sometimes when we set goals and we decide this is what we want and we're going to go for it. Again, I talked last week about motivation. You can be motivated for only so long. You need to create the disciplines and the behaviors to match your goals. So think about that. If your goal's up there and you want to shoot for the moon or whatever it may be, what are your behaviors? What are you changing? What part of you are you leaving behind? Are you comfortable getting uncomfortable? What's one thing that you can do today? Maybe it's making that phone call, or it's posting that video, or definitely calling that person. I'm just thinking about mine right now. I've had someone that I've wanted to call and I just continue not to. So think about the one thing. Could be exercise, it could be relationship, it could be work, it could be money, it could be any part of your life. But really, think about what behavior and what you can do and how you can get into action right now that will move you closer to your goal. It's going to be a huge one because if you close down your mind and if you choose not to let any new ideas come in, you reject everything that comes around you. Like, I could never have that. That's not for me. Who do I think I am? Self-image comes into this quite a bit as well. But if you close your mind, when thoughts come by and when opportunities come by, you won't even see them because you're so focused and thinking about where you are today and that this is it, and you're not even opening your mind or your eyes to different possibilities. And I can promise you there are so many things that have come across your path that you have not even seen right in front of your face because you're just not even open to it. So if you start opening your mind and opening the vision of yourself and start understanding yourself and understanding the laws of the universe and understanding how this all works, everything will shift. Your whole perspective will shift. It's just amazing. I often say laws of the universe, they're working all the time, whether you like it or not. You can participate or you can ignore them. But really, what about gravity? Gravity works. You jump off a building, it doesn't matter if you're a good person or a bad person, gravity is going to take over. So if you start studying yourself, start studying the laws of the universe and start playing around with this, I can promise you, you'll instantly see results. It's just an amazing, amazing process. But you have to be open-minded. You have to decide that you want better, you deserve better, and it's going to get better. And take the fear out of it. See, fear, I always say failure, to go to failure, you only fail if you don't start or you stop. Everything else is feedback. And I love fear has two meanings: forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. So you decide which way you want to go about this, but take the fear and start using it to your advantage. Take the fear and do it anyway. And things will start to happen. I mean, think about money in the mindset. Go back to your childhood, go back to the home you were raised in, and put yourself in a conversation. And what did you hear about money? Was, or money is fill in the blank. Money was blank in our household. Did you say abundant? Did you say scarcity didn't exist? Was in abundance? Just think about that. Think about how you felt about money growing up, how it was spoken about, used, how it was circulated. Was it hoarded? You never had enough. It all came from lack and limitation. And look at bringing that through to today. How are you making decisions? How are you spending your money or not spending your money? Are you coming from a lack and limitation or an abundance, knowing that there's more out there? It's all around us. It's all energy, currency. That's what they call money, currency, because it's current, it's energy. So think about that. Think about your money mindset. And I bring that up because that's just so many people want to work on their money mindset and want to have a different perspective. And know that most of the beliefs about money that you have today were instilled in you. You didn't create them. They were a part of your environment and how you grew up. And the beautiful part is you can change that by understanding this and by creating a new awareness and deciding differently, having a different belief, and then getting into action. And everything can be different. I actually have a quote from Napoleon Hill right on my wall. So it says, there is a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. No one is ready for a thing until they believe they can acquire it. The state of mind must be belief, not mere wish or hope. So think about that. You have to believe it. You believe it's done. Believe that it's already done and out there and waiting for you to connect with it. If you just have a mere hope or wish, or that would be nice, then don't waste your time, because you have to have a belief. I know there's another gentleman who talks about, you have to want it as bad as you want the air to breathe. It has to consume you. And if that's why a lot of people talk about your why and your goal and just really connecting to it, because if you just merely hope or wish or that would be nice, then that isn't a goal at all. If you don't 100% believe that it's done and it's yours and you want it and you're going to get it, then it won't happen. So get into the belief and get into the desire of what it is that you truly want. And it can be yours. You can grow money out of thin air. A lot of people grow up saying money didn't grow on trees. Well, what if it did? What if you could grow money? Because it's all around us, you just connect to it, and you have to have a different mindset. You have to open your mind to the possibilities and open your mind and believe that it is there and it's done. And that's when the opportunity, the people, the circumstances, the money, and things will be put in your place. But if you're not open to it, and if you don't have a closed mind, then you're just going to get a lot of the same and what you're already getting. This is something I had to work on quite a bit. I cared so much and way too much what other people thought about me for way too long. And the truth is that they're really not even thinking about you. I learned that as well. It's we have these stories that we tell ourselves, or we play these scenarios out in our mind, and we usually go to worst case scenario. So study yourself, study this, and understand that if you want to get from where you are to where you want to be, you just have to take chances. You got to have the belief and the desire, and take the fear and do it anyway, and get the feedback if it doesn't work, and go at it again, get the feedback, and just keep going. The top 1 to 3% failed their way to the top. They just didn't wake up one day and they were there. We see them now because they're out on the top and they're in, social media, or they're out doing the things, and we're like, oh, lucky them, must be great. But what you didn't see was the hundreds of hours and the hundreds of fails. I mean, we could go on and on and on. Edison 10,000 times, until he created the light bulb. All these inventors, they're known for their one great invention, but it doesn't talk about all the other hundreds of times they failed. So stop caring what other people think about about you, because number one, they're not really thinking about you. And even if they are, it's a fleeting second. Don't let it control yourself, your life, and your destiny, because you're destined for great things. And start where you are. You do not have to go from 0 to 100, and I wouldn't recommend it. But if you work on getting 1% better every day, or, I love the quantum leaps. I love 10xing the goals, 20xing, 500xing the goals. It's phenomenal. And it is such a gift and so amazing. And if that seems like too much, or if it's a lot to think about all at once, just start where you're at. Like I said, switch up your morning routine. Take 15 minutes a day and decide that you're going to watch a YouTube video or listen to a podcast or do something that's going to grow and expand you, instead of just mindless entertainment, because you're only listening to someone else live out their dreams. So start learning about yourself and learning how to get from where you are to where you want to be, who you need to know, what rooms you need to be in, what mindset you need to have, what opportunities you have to start working towards. I mean, it's all out there. And if any one person has done what you intend to do, there's absolutely no reason why you can't do it as well. You are your only problem and your only solution. So get out of your own way and figure out a way. And belief, taking action, and the way will be shown. So new mindset, new results. What are you going to switch and start believing today? And believe it and know that it's already yours and it's already done. And the more you believe it, and you'll receive it. It's not a mere wish or hope. It has to be belief. And all things are possible. Are you going to have a fixed mindset or a growth mindset? Believe in yourself. And one way to believe in yourself is to start studying yourself, understanding how miraculous and amazing and beautiful and how much talent is locked up, an ability inside of you just waiting to be unlocked. We're for expansion. And if you're contracting, if you're not feeling good, if you're low energy, you don't have the right goal set. You don't have something that excites you. And again, it should excite you and kind of terrify you at the same time if it's big enough and worthy enough for you. It's just such a beautiful process. And ask yourself, how badly do you want it? I've actually felt like this woman on a cliff, ready to jump out, feeling like I could potentially die. I actually did skydive, so I did truly have that feeling, but I'm talking about other parts of my life where I've made a decision, or I've taken a leap of faith and left a 13-year, very, very secure job with 401k, 6 weeks paid vacation. I knew everything about the company. Well, not everything, but a lot about the company. I could wear many different hats. And I jumped ship and I jumped into real estate. I just took my 90 hours and passed 2 national tests and a state test. And I was a realtor. 100% commission, knew nothing about nothing, just knew that I had to make it work. I would say that's a leap of faith, and I wanted it badly, though I just knew with every cell in my body that it was something I had to do. I had no idea how it was going to work. I had no idea where my first clients were going to come from. I knew nothing about the forms. I had no idea how this worked. I just knew how badly I wanted it. And everything else, by showing up and getting into action and being very, very comfortable, being uncomfortable, I created an amazing business. And looking back, if I would have not taken the leap of faith and, just said, oh, maybe next year, maybe I'll do it, after the kids are gone, or, that sounds like a good thing to do. When I got in 2014, so this was after the economy, the crash around 2008, 2009. So things were coming back, but you didn't know. It didn't start really turning around until a year or two later. So it's just doing it because you have that intuitive feeling and that it's for you and it's the thing you got to do. Stop talking yourself out of it and start opening your mind to the possibilities and looking at it from a different perspective, and stop wasting time and take action. Because the thing is that the moment you get that intuitive hit, or you have that whole thing like, oh, this is something for me, or it's something I got to do, and it like hits. If you do not take action like almost immediately, even if it's making a phone call, writing something down, purchasing a course, doing something, if you don't take action like almost immediately and you let time go by, that is where all the paradigms will come up and tell you all the reasons why you shouldn't, you can't, it's not for me. Who do I think I am? I'll wait until this. I'll wait until the circumstances are right, or the kids are going to school or done with school, or this has happened, or springtime or winter. I mean, there's so many reasons that we can give ourselves to not start right away. But I'm telling you, just take action, get into action, follow your intuitive hits, and a whole new world is out there waiting for you. It's just having the belief and know like you know that it is meant for you. It is done and you are worthy of it. And that's where a lot of people start doing positive affirmations and really get into the spirit of it. Just stop preparing to take action. Take actions, and all things are possible if you believe. Think of impossible. It's actually, if you separate it out, it's impossible. So take what you feel is impossible and know it's possible. I'm possible, you're possible. Just get out there and get into action. And of course, if I can be helping in any way, feel free to reach out to me. I'm here and happy to do so. And I can't wait for next week, week 9 of 12. So join me back here and watch the replay as many times as you want. Like it, share it, subscribe. If you're listening on the podcast, definitely share it, make comments. If anything you can do to support whatever channel you're listening on this from, I would so greatly appreciate it. My heart is in this work, and I just want to share it with everyone and anyone I can. So make it a great week, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for spending some time with me today. And if you like what you heard, feel free to share, like, subscribe, follow, do whatever it is you do. I'd love to get this out to as many people as possible, because it truly all does start with awareness. Once you know, you cannot unknow, and it changes everything. And of course, if I can help in any way, I'm here and happy to do so. Until next time, make it a good one.